Welcome to Atticum Plays Port Royale 4. All right, hi, this is Atticum and welcome to Series 4, Episode 7 of Port Royale 4 Closed Beta Free Mode, the Buccaneer. I think what I'm going to do, I've got a lot of things I want to comment on. And we're getting some great comments from you guys. Keep them coming, right, wrong, or indifferent. Keep those comments coming. It helps all of us improve. And thank you for the participation. Keep it up. So I have a bunch of stuff to cover, and I actually started this once and started doing it almost like a flipping lecture and said, nope, stop. And so restarted, and I'm just going to play the game, and when I get to the right points, I will talk about some of the comments that you guys have made and make some points about them. So let's just see where we are. We've got 7 cities in Spain that we're trading with. Notice that right there. We are trying to do a better job of running tasks because we want to get these tactics. We want to gather up these tactics and have those available for our captains in battle. We have built up 3 of our cities very nicely. They're the ones we've focused on. We have 4 cities we're actually building in. Even little old Cohuita now is up to a level 3, and all of these are level 6. So we've almost got a full-blown, fully developed 4-city cluster here. So what I think I'd like to do in this, ahead of myself. There's a bunch of things I'd like to do. The possibilities of what we could do are just almost endless, and that to me that's a recipe for a really good game. And it's just a lot of you could tackle these problems a lot of different ways. But what I think I want to do is actually treat this more like a 7. Yes, that's right, 7-city cluster, and build out the rest of these towns. For one thing, we keep getting tasked to build up Puerto Cabeza because it's so tiny, and it's right here. Look at this. Hello, England. That we would like to have it protected. We want it bigger. The bigger they are, the harder it is to make them fall. So we want to build that up. And then we also see right here, see this task for 35 rum? I'm going to accept that. But I want to show you something. If we go into Puerto Cabeza, and this goes to some comments that Sledgehammer made about our trade routes needing to have more ships, more frequent visits, we're not keeping people supplied, and all that stuff. If we look at Puerto Cabeza, it is out of rum, but it's also out of metal, and it's out of all these things. That task to bring them rum is not because of their need for rum. It's a task to give us something special to do. So there's some special reason, use your imagination, somebody's having a big party, whatever it is, they need a whole bunch of rum, much more than they could ever use. In fact, they don't use any. Now, it could be tied to some kind of optimization about trade, but if that were true, why wouldn't it be wood, or why wouldn't it be metal or cloth or anything? I believe that those tasks are just generated. So, for example, last episode we had one in Bluefields about sugar and corn. We had a bunch of corn in our warehouse in Portobello, and we took some over there and fulfilled that task. That does not mean that Bluefields was out of those products at the time that task came up, because there's no way it needed the large volume of those goods that they asked for, because they only consume 4 a day, and they had, they could have just as easily asked for something else that they consume. So I believe, now somebody correct me if I'm wrong, or if somebody has some insight into that from development or whatever, that those tasks are just generated. They just happen. Now, if they do fall based on whatever, like maybe, if we let rum get down, then honestly, we would want to let rum get down. We want to have bad trade routes so we could get more of these little tasks. So I don't think that's how it works, but I don't know for sure. But I do totally agree with Sledgehammer that we need to relook at our routes and make sure we've got the capacity on them. So let's look at let's look at the that route, the one that covers all 7 cities. It has, it's making very nice money for us. It does finish in 19 days. Okay, so but now the one confusion there could be we have 2 2 convoys on it. This is our main convoy, and you can see it's not fully loaded. But look at all this it's carrying, 4, 16, 18 goods out of the 25 possible. It's like a floating warehouse. It has something for everyone. So just about anybody who needs something could go in there and grab it out of that as this thing comes in there, and they come in there every month. So I think that this is really doing a good job of supplying those cities with what they need. Now, could we ship more? Yes, we probably could, particularly anything that we're making in our cities that we're doing production in, and we have warehouses where we're stockpiling some stuff. Yes, we could ship more. That's why we're going to add to this. But also, if you look at this 88% mean load, I think that gets very, very skewed by this one. This one only has a capacity of 800. It's trying to do the same thing. It's got 16, it's got 18 products on it as well, but it can't put any more. It's full, and I think that's driving that number up. I think if we had more ships on this, that number would go back down. So what I'm going to do here, well, first of all, let's look at this route. Go into the route editor, let's edit that route so we can see what's happening. One thing I can see happening, I don't know how this happened, but I thought we had this set, but maybe I didn't do it. Okay, we want to pull that route out. We want to come out of Riohacha, follow the wind, and stay away from the bad weather to go over here. But if you look at this route, it's almost all with the wind, except for this coming from Taylor back over here. So that's excellent. That's one reason it can go so fast. But the other thing you'll notice, it's shallow water the majority of the time. So, you know, and the shallow water craft and the deep water crafts all do about the same, all do well in the open sea. So we would really like to have like schooners, sloops, barks, or brigs running this because they're shallow draft, fast ships. Flutes are okay. It even says in the description they do okay in shallow water. But what I think I'd like to do is upgrade that second. Oh, and then the other comment Sledgehammer made, I can't remember if I said this or not, was upgrade our ships. We're running little schooners and sloops. Let's get faster ships with more capacity. That makes sense. And now that we can afford it, because look at our money now. Our money, we actually have a base engine now. We actually have enough economy that we can start to do some things. Now we can actually start playing the game. And it's all because of the building we've done and the trade routes that we have. So let's do this. How are we going to do this? Oh, and Mikowski said that I'm not using Portobello to get my ships. Well, you can't really, or you can't order anything there. It doesn't have a large shipyard yet. Those are all in the 4 Viceroy towns. All have large shipyards. That's why you see me running around to those buying ships. We could upgrade this one, of course, and we probably should. Let's see what we got. And also, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Again, there's so much to do. So much. So let's upgrade all those ships. So let's take, how are we going to do this? I think we're going to, we'll go into the, well, first of all, let's go to buy and see if there's anything good. Okay, we can buy flute. Sloop is not that much of a step up. It's faster, but it's the same capacity as the schooner. See, the flutes are like way more capacity. It's kind of medium draft. See, relatively slow draft, slightly slowed down near the coast. So it would slow down some, but it would be holding so much. 160 versus a sloop for 110. Look at the cost. 110. So if you're thinking you have a lot to carry, the flute is better. Let's go go here where we can see all of them. The brig and the bark. The bark is the fastest at 12, and it's a low draft. I think let's do this. Let's run barks on that route, and we're going to need a bunch of them. So let's see what we can do in terms of speeding that up by maybe there'll be some barks we can buy. There's one. I'm going to make sure it's going to Portobello but not a convoy. So I'm going to purchase that bark. I just want to look at the brig versus the bark on speed. Yeah, the bark is faster. Let's go with barks. So that's one. And I want a bunch of these. So let's see, can we do anything with England? We happen to be at peace right now. Oh, look at that. That is a military frigate that we could buy. I'm going to set that up to go to Portobello, not be a convoy. No, you know what? That's a military. I'm going to set this one up to go to Port. No. Oh, shoot. It won't let me go to Cartagena. Okay. Go to Portobello. Don't be a convoy. Military frigate. Let this run till we have the money to buy that. I want to get that while it's there. All right, good. We purchased a military frigate. Good deal. And there's a bark we can purchase. Now the bark, same deal. I want it to go to Portobello. We're going to purchase a bark. All right. And then we're going to go to Maracaibo, see what damage we can do in Maracaibo. Got any nice used ships for us? Nope. Let's have you sent to Portobello, not be a convoy. I'm going to order a bark in Maracaibo. And then Cartagena. Huh. What are they doing to us here? Look at this. A war galleon costs $528. But there is a war galleon that we could buy for $480 and save like 40. We're going to buy that because we're going to need that. Let's let it run till we save some more money. It may or may not be worth waiting on. Come on, dear. Come on. Other money. Now, the thing is, if we don't buy it, it's going to, at some point, someone will. It'll disappear. It will not just stay there forever. Come on. There. Let's, what are we doing with it? Let's send it to, Cartagena is okay. Not a convoy purchase. There we go. And let's see if we got any barks. We can buy a bark. I want to send it to Portobello. Okay, that's enough buying for now. All right, let's go to Portobello and see what we've ended up with. A military frigate, nice. And 4 barks. So we got 4 barks. I think what we'll do is find our fleet with the no, that's not it. Oh, it's the second one. I want to find the one that has our trainee lady. Here we go. This Bluefield's one. Okay. I'm going to send her to Portobello. There. Okay. Now, what we're going to do with her is go into the lighthouse and we're going to grab those barks. And do we keep the flute? It's a 12. See, now the flute it has the same speed as the barks, so in open sea they can keep up. But the flute will actually slow us down. So I'm actually going to take the flute out of the convoy. Leave it as the barks. And activate the route. And let her go back to work. Now she has 4 barks. And we've got a trade flute, which is pretty awesome. I think what I'd like to do with it is take that little Carolina utility that we have. I mean, Cartagena utility, which has what on it? A little schooner. I'm going to combine it with the trade flute. Run it over here. Okay. Oh, I forgot my task. I'm so sorry. I forgot to talked about the theory of the rum and then forgot to ship the rum. I'm going to combine those two. So she's going to run the flute and the schooner. The speed is not super important, but now I'll have a little more capacity, and this will be our utility for around here or wherever. And we've got our other 2 utility, one out in the east, one in the west. Speaking of which, while I'm thinking of it, if we go to the east, I would like, I've said it before, this is not my favorite part of the game, but I would like to do some exploring so we know where these cities are, or the towns that are out there. This is not the most efficient exploring in the world either, but it doesn't matter. Just go out there and find stuff. And after you're done, go out there and hide out in an area where you're not going to get attacked by the British. Because look at the health. In fact, if I hadn't done all that work, I would send it to a port first to get repaired. So maybe we'll do that. Actually, let's do that afterwards. Let's do all that stuff and then go to San Juan. Okay, so that's doing some exploring. Our west utility is just sitting here. So there's some towns we still haven't seen. So let's have it go up this coast. Go up this coast. See if you can find some more towns for us. Seems like there's some gaps that shouldn't be gaps. Go all the way to New Orleans and then go back down to your hidey hole. That's a good place to keep it out of the way. So we see here that Necoclee needs a bunch of wood because it's having a plague. I don't think we're going to be able to get that much wood. No, we can't do that. I'm also very, very tempted to have a ship that has half wood, half cloth just filled and just sitting somewhere, and we just go from plague to plague. Offering assistance and making a whole bunch of money. I see here's a plague, and well, you really could. You could almost have we can certainly do it with our cloth industry, but if we had, once we take that down, which I do want to do at some point, we could absolutely start just selling cloth and wood to plague victims. All right. So what do we got? All right. So let's just see. Now our money's zero. Oh, we bought all kinds of stuff. Again, I'd love to see this without capital expenditures, just so I have a sense of the money we really are making, not just how much money did you spend recently. Okay, there's a pirate we can go after. Why don't we do that? I don't know if we'll be able to, but we'll try. We will look at our fleet here, and let's build our strong fleet. Oh, we got war galleon, ship of the line, war galleon, and do we have a carrack? I thought we had a carrack. Yeah, I could be wrong. I'd like to get a frigate in there so we have reload. That's nice to have one of those big ships and reload them and let them shoot again. Well, there's the carrack. I think we'll have a frigate and a galleon. That gives us 2 more things. Although, boy, having that carrack to have that term is really nice too. 7, that's 8. Let's go with this and see what happens. It's out here in the sea. And do we have any sailors? Not a lot. Okay, we're going to drag all those sailors over. Okay, we're going to wait till we fill up with sailors. And while we're at that, do I want to do this? How's our fame? Now I'm going to wait. I'm going to show you something about fame and later. But what I want to do is actually get these last 3 licenses first. So once we've maxed out our fame, literally just don't have anything to spend it on anymore. You know, we're on a first name basis with the Queen, then we will worry about that. So we've got, what's this? We've had a ship, Edward Teach, vessel router since they were going to pick us up with a strong convoy, more than 500. Oh, look at that. If you pick us up with a strong convoy, they'll tell us where Teach is. And he wants us to knock Teach out. Oh, how perfect is that? I don't think that was an accident, was it? So let's take our big military. Crap, give us people. Any people? Not Maracaibo. Do they have any people? They got lots of people. I don't know if we can. Well, we got to be careful too. We get entrenched in there and go to war, we could be in big trouble. But I want that Edward Teach thing. People. Give us sailors. No. Let's take what we've got and sail to Maracaibo. Oh. First, sorry. Let's put our fighter dude unassigned, assign. And while we're on the screen, we can look to see that we've got one that's, well, first we'll reject him. We've got an unassigned, so he can now take over what our other guy used to be doing. Now, what was that? That's an excellent question. Let's find one that's not a utility. This one right here. We're going to assign this guy to this one so he's got something to command and he's picking up points for us. And this one here, I'm going to rename this one Attican. This is going to be our big boy fighter group. And we're going to see if we can go into Maracaibo. Looks like we can. Hopefully we can go in there without starting a war. just because if we're in there fighting, we could, well, that's a good news, bad news kind of a deal. Because bad news is it's going to be hard to go get, we can't go here to get more sailors. Oh, and we don't have enough sailors. Crap. It's a bad news, bad news. If we had more sailors, we would just stand there and fight and it would be great. But as it is, oh, you know, I don't think they're going to, we're at war. I don't think they're going to attack us because we don't have a letter of marque. Yeah, we're not really their enemy. Well, we are. I mean, we're from the enemy nation, but we're not their enemy right this minute. Let's go back here and see if we can get some more sailors. They want 2 more pastry businesses. Now, let's just look at this. Pastry. 5. Oh, and no, there's no available space in Cartagena. So if we took that, we would have to either, buy something, knock something down. No, we can't do that. No, there's no room at the end. Let's go here and see if we can get some more sailors, and we'll go after Edward Teach. $500. Man, how long is that? Where's that Edward Teach thing? It's probably already gone. No, here it is. Let's go get it, and then wait a minute, and we will show you the pirate hideout. Maybe we can get to that hideout. We're not fighting England, are we? No, just the Netherlands. Okay, go. It's gone. Okay. Okay. A little moment of reflection for myself. I'm pissed, but it does point out something I hope we get to solve in this episode. Okay, but we're going to go different topic for a moment. Here's a guy who needs to get to Georgetown. He can't go there. There's some villains who want to prevent his arrival in that town. So we need a smuggling captain, and we've got one. All right. So what we're going to do here is take this convoy right here, and we're going to take our smuggling captain right here. He can approach hostile towns. Unassign, assign. He's now running our little utility vessel. He's going to go over here to Taylor, and he is going to pick up that guy and take him to Georgetown. Georgetown is right over here. We haven't managed to find it yet, but we know it's out in here somewhere. So we're going to send this guy to Georgetown. And in the meantime, we've got our Attican oh, they got lots of sailors in England. We're not fighting with them. Let's go see if we can get sailors in England. Oh boy. Look at this. The Netherlands just took Puerto Cabezas. Our viceroy begged us to build it up and we didn't listen to him. Now we've lost the town. I think we can do something about that though. Oh, look at this. Now we're at war with England. And we're at war with the Netherlands. Let's go back to Cartagena. And we'll follow this guy. And there, we found Georgetown. We're going to tell him to go to Georgetown. So we don't need to follow him. And look at this. Our trade routes, we're being attacked. Okay. We need our fleet. We need multiple fleets too, by the way. That's going to get fixed. All right, so Vatican. Get repaired, and while you're getting repaired, there are 0 sailors in our home port. Oh, look at that. Now Spain, I wanted to do that. Spain just took Puerto Cabezas back. Well done, Viceroy. But you stole my thunder. I'm too slow. Got to speed up, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. How do you speed up? Oh, he's still going. Let's follow it. Why isn't he going? Oh, he can't go to Georgetown because now we're at war. Son of a gun. So this dude here, by October... we need our smuggler needs to be able to go into a hostile place, and he doesn't have that ability yet. Or a blockade. Why can't he go there? Why can't he go there? Oh, he can. There, he was able to go into a hostile place just for a treasure map. What a waste of time. All right, let's send this guy back. Get him out of there. He got attacked once. Where's Vatican? He's still trying to get sailors so he can go fight. And the thing about the sailors is we're just going to start keeping sailors. We're not letting them go anymore. They're not coming to us. Our towns are big. They're sucking people up too fast. One more load and all right, we're going to go at least get some fighting in before this is over. I'd love to go attack Riohacha, but again, we don't have enough people to do that, so I'm going to go right out here. And by the way, I think I don't want to get too close to the town to fight. Here's the reason. If you remember, if you think back to when we're watching our own fleet, the enemy will tend to send large patrols right around their towns. So what could happen is we could fight one and win. Then we're going to immediately attack by another one. We might even survive that, but eventually they would wear us out before we could get home. So we're going to go on patrol right here and see what happens. What do we got? We've got a ship of the line, a war galleon, another war galleon, a galleon, and a frigate. That should be really strong, even if we don't have ideal staffing. Are we back at peace? For God's sake. Oh. I might cry. This is certainly a great illustration of what I was talking about, the speed. You can't go to war if you're not already there. That's the moral from this game. Because of that peace war, which I think is a bit of BS. And of course these escalated marks. I don't even know how another somebody besides our character could even fight. I mean, think of the money you'd have to have. Okay, we can accept this contract and have them build something, and you have to have it built quickly. So I don't want to go to the bakery. So rope, tools. A decent wood. Okay, they could do a decent job. All right, I'm going to order. I'm going to order another frigate. Okay, so we can get that contract. Attican is just going to sit right there, on patrol. And yes, I know we're at peace with these guys right this minute, but you never know. And we're going to be ready for the next one, and we're going to try to build a second fighting unit that can go over here and patrol all the time. And then we're going to build up these cities. They want us to build Puerto Cabezas. We're going to build these cities up so that we have a base of operation here, or at worst, at least here. I think here is my preference. Definitely my preference. Here to fight the English, and Cartagena to fight the Portuguese, and eventually Riohacha, which I keep saying and never do. All right. We do have a problem in Portobello we should take care of, because it's the one we administer. What's the matter, guys? Housing. What else is new? We've got an inn and a tavern. Let's see if we can put some housing. Yeah, we'll get double bonus. There, we can put 3 out there and get the 240 each. That'll build 720, and it looks like 472. Yeah, that should be plenty to get us where we need to go right now. And what's this? Oh, that's our task to build for the shipyard. Let's see if there's any more little task we could do. Now he wants us to build Puerto Cabezas. Cannot argue with that. And again, we're going I think we're going to expand this out into a 7-city cluster, if you will. Have to think about that. We're going to do that in the next episode. This one has been a bit of frustration as we're not quite getting to war, but our plan is going to be to have a battle group right outside a potential enemy. As soon as war is declared, we buy the letter of marque and go. Otherwise, we'll just patrol here and hopefully pick off some pirates once in a while. And same thing over here. That'll be the plan. Build these up, and we'll do that in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it'll help us all become better players. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Port Royale 4 video. Thank you.